Here's the funny story about how I got to take part in the Minnesota Timberwolves halftime festivities. What's going on, everyone? It's Peyton Nelson, aka P. Nelly, P. Nelly Media. Welcome to the first ever video under Game Day Gold. Just so you guys know, I decided to rebrand and I went with the name called Game Day Gold because I'm bringing you the golden content from Game Day. So today is the first video. And it's kind of a start of a series that I want to kind of call, I guess, story time, because I have been to a number of sporting events. I've been very fortunate to be able to go to a number of sporting events. As you guys know, I cover sports for 10,000 Takes radio and TV show, so I have a lot of cool stories I'd like to tell. So this is going to be kind of like a little talk show slash podcast-ish thing. So, it's not going to be too crazy, action-packed to see to the eye. Other than, I'm going to show the whole video of me and cameraman Colin doing the halftime show. But, if you kind of want to consider this as a podcast, go ahead. You want to listen to it while you're driving, whatever, by all means. But let's get into this. This is how Colin and I got to be in the Minnesota Timberwolves halftime festivities at the Timberwolves game. So basically, this dates back to, I believe this was the winter of 2017. I think this was the winter that the Super Bowl was in Minnesota. We were very fortunate to get the tickets, or he won the tickets, so he gave them to us. And they were actually seated right behind the Bulls bench. And keep in mind, the Timberwolves were not good this year. But it was during the winter. I think this was getting close to the Super Bowl. So there was a lot of people in town. And it was against the Chicago Bulls. So the Chicago Bulls always draw a crowd. It's kind of like the Lakers, but not as much. But they always draw a crowd. And it was the return of Zach LaVine. For those of you guys who don't know, Zach LaVine was drafted by the Timberwolves, won the crazy dunk contest against Aaron Gordon. And he got traded to the Bulls, I think, that offseason, whatever. And it was his first game back, so I think that drew a lot of people. So this was like the only game that season, I swear, that was sold out, other than maybe when the Lakers came to town. But Colin and I got to the game pretty early. And we were just sitting there in our seats, watching kind of the warm-ups. We're up close. And at this point, I hadn't been, close like this at a basketball game before. This is before I started covering events. I think I was like 17 at the time. Colin was 18. And so we were sitting there, just kind of minding our business. And then we noticed someone from the Timberwolves, dressed up, whatever, was walking over towards us. And they were like, "Oh, hi, like, how's it going? Like, I'm so-and-so. Like, we're looking for people to participate in the halftime, like, event. Would you be willing to?" And I mean, Colin and I looked at each other. We were like, "Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, what is it?" And they're like, "Oh, it's just like a little obstacle course, whatever." And we're like, Colin and I, "Oh, this is light work." Like, "Yeah, sure." And like, we didn't really want to say no, but we kind of wish we could have thought about it a little more, but whatever. So the lady was like, "Yeah, okay. So are you guys all like, you both?" I think they needed like, Colin was 18, I was 17, so I think they needed like my dad to like sign off on it or whatever. I think he was there. So they basically were like, "All right, you're old enough to do it. So meet us, or like, we'll come get you or meet us down there at halftime." So I think the guy actually came and got us at our seats, and our seats were right up in the front row. So he came, he grabbed us. And so during the first half of the game, I wasn't even paying attention. I was kind of nervous because I started to look around. I'm like, "Whoa, this is a little bit more of a crowd than we're used to this year." I'm like, "There's actually a lot of people here." Like, it was sold out. And I was like, this is the one game that I've been to here all year that it's been sold out. I was pretty nervous. Colin was a little nervous too. So I was a little anxious. I was, sitting there, my hands were like this. I was like, damn, like, we're really about to go out here and do some obstacle course. And keep in mind, we don't know what kind of obstacle course this was. And, so we're just like, okay, well, let's get in there. Let's do this. So we're down there. We're standing down in the players' tunnel, like, waiting. And I get anxious thinking about it. Like, my heart's like racing to this day because we're standing there and my heart's pounding. I'm like, all right, I'm like, okay, it'll be quick. And then all of a sudden it was done. And like, these people, they got their headsets on, whatever, like, and they're production people. So they got to make sure this gets done in a certain amount of time because, TV timeouts, whatever, all that stuff. So they're like, all right, let's get this going. So young Peyton and Colin, we get out onto the court and it's like, I just remember looking around and seeing the lights just like right in my eyes. And I was like, damn. And this is kind of the point where I'll play the video, but so we were like, all right, well, like, let's do this. And like, keep in mind, we didn't know, like, we're hearing the rules as this goes. And it's like, oh man, but here, so I'm going to play it. We just kind of go over what happened. But so here's me and Colin on the court. This is halftime against the Chicago Bulls. And this is how it all went. And it didn't really end well for me, to say the least. So Colin's trying to figure out, the dude, I forget his name, in arena. I think his name's John. Shout out to John. I've seen him. He's still the host today. Does a very good job. But he's like telling us we're going to go all the way around, this and that. And, it's, the video doesn't have sound because the video that the Timberwolves sent us after this didn't have sound, because I don't know why, but it is what it is. But he's basically explaining the rules. He's like, all right, we're going to go all the way around. We're like, all right, let's do this, And look at all the people behind us. Look at all the people behind us. Like, no one decided, this is the one time, no one decided, oh, it's halftime, I'm going to go get a drink, I'm going to go take a piss. No, they're going to watch Peyton and Colin do this obstacle course. So, yeah, I don't know. It was amazing. Peep the old fits. We got the little khakis on. Damn. I don't even remember the last time I wore khakis, but yeah, you can tell it was 2017 for sure. I got the KG jersey, but here we go. We're getting ready to go here. Boom. We're going. Doing jumping jacks. We started off with jumping jacks. I'm like, all right, cool. Nice. And then we had to do push-ups. I remember doing these push-ups. I think I did one extra one. I think I don't know how many we were supposed to do. I think 10. Yeah, crunch in the background, whatever. And then right here is where I got the most messed up here. Actually, the first part where I messed up, because as you can see, I'm going to pause it quick. John is out here yelling in my face like it's boot camp. And then this is when it really occurred to me, wow, I'm really doing this in front of a whole entire Timberwolves crowd. And he was out here like telling me, come on, come on, come on. I'm like, damn. So, we were hitting them curls. So, here we go. We're curling, or sit-ups, sorry. And I have a pretty nice lead right here. I'm moving along. Look at that. Moving along. Boom. Yep. This was also, it was slow motion. I was like, damn, I'm really like, it just was funny. I was like, damn, I'm really out here in the middle of the Timberwolves court, bouncing on a ball, for these people's entertainment. But hey, it was still fun. Man, look at the form. Boom. That's where we messed up right here. It was at this moment he knew he messed up. Oh, man, you can just see it. Boom. I kind of fall off mine. Colin takes the lead. And this was also very awkward, because keep in mind that, like, they want you to stay within the vicinity. Like, you can't, like, walk off on the court, whatever. So I was expecting someone to kind of show me the way. Hey, this is where we're going to go. And no, they just surrounded around Colin. They wanted to be around the winner. And I was in the background kind of like, take my ball. Like, what am I supposed to do now? But yeah, so as you can see, Colin's like, yeah, they're like, yeah, say hi to the camera, and there's me in the background looking around, like giving Colin a tap on the back. And, we were so just like caught off guard. Overall, it was a fun experience. I'd 10 out of 10 do it again. I'd love my rematch, actually. But when you're 17, 18 years old and like, I'm still in that phase of like, oh, not like getting embarrassed, but it's like, oh, I can't do this in front of everyone, but I did, and it was fun. And we actually got gifted, autographed. You can barely tell where the autograph is. I think it's right here, actually. An autograph Andrew Wiggins hat, Timberwolves hat, kind of cool, I guess. I just kind of, I don't know, Colin gave it to me, so I just keep it in my room, for a good memory. But, it's not a bad hat. We could pull it off. But overall, it was a crazy experience. This is just one of many experiences I have at sporting events, guys. This is definitely one of the craziest fan experiences, just because we literally we were performing in front of everyone. And the craziest part was, seriously, the next day I go to the gym. And keep in mind, my gym's about 30 minutes away from Target Center. And I seriously went to the gym, and I walk in the locker room, I'm ready to lift, whatever. And some dude comes up to me, you're the guy from the halftime show. You're the guy from the halftime show. And I'm like, yeah, yep. I'm like, damn, like, were that many people like watching that? He goes, that was funny, whatever. Going throughout my lift, boom, another person comes up to me. You're the guy from the halftime show. So I had like 2 or 3 people come up to me after that. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was just funny because it never occurred to me that many people were watching. And like I said, guys, the Wolves did not do well that season. I don't know if they had Jimmy Butler at this time or not, but they did not do well that season. And I'm like, this was the one game for all this to happen. But honestly, I wish I could do it again, because first of all, it's fun. Second of all, I want my rematch, Colin. I want my rematch. But, looking back on it, it seriously was one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do, at a sporting event, because, you know, who doesn't want to be a part of the halftime festivity? And I know there are way worse things that could have happened to me. The ball could have popped, whatever. We've all seen those bloopers where people mess up at the halftime show, you know, whatever. But overall, it was good fun, and I would 10 out of 10 do it again. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Kind of kept it nice and short, you know. Like I said, this is a start of a series. I'm going to call it my story time series, whatever. You know, maybe I'll segue off into a little bit of sports talk. But, you know, there's a lot of sports talk shows, and, you know, I don't want to just be another sports talk show. So I want to try to provide some sort of different point of view for you guys. But yeah, that's what it was like being a part of the Minnesota Timberwolves halftime festivities. We got to sign Andrew Wiggins' hat out of it. You know, we made it. But if you guys like this sort of content, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, follow, do whatever you guys got to do. All my social media platforms will be in the link below. I go to a ton of sporting events. I don't cover the Wolves anymore, but I still do post content. I go there as a fan all the time. Shout out to those $10 college night tickets. You'll get great content from there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.